So, the really basic stuff when you're talking to clients or when you're thinking yourself about what you want to do, I mean, what do you want to do on your bike? What sort of bike is the right sort of bike for you there? And for so long, I mean, really the only way you could move forward rapidly on a bike was on a proper road bike, because they didn't have these hybrids with nice thin tyres and high pressure tyres that move nicely, which you can also sit up on comfortably in that. So it's often these balances trying to find out what's going on there. Are you going to be jumping on and off curbs? One thing about going to a super light bike is that as they start going lighter and lighter, they start challenging the strength a bit and they break if you push them too hard. Budget's another huge thing. I mean, how deep are your pockets, pretty much? I often say to people, for $1,000 you'll get a bike that will get you from A to B very reliably and do a pretty good job. And from there, it's how much do you want to spend? And I'm very, very happy for people to come into me with $15,000 bikes and be 20 kilos overweight and say, I just love this bike. And I say, I love it too. When they come in, they're 20 kilos overweight, and they spent 15 grand on the bike, and they try and talk to me about the physics of why they ride so much faster on this bike, that's where I'm not so comfortable having the discussion. So, but that's what it is. And listen, a lot of you who are cyclists will know about the N+1. So the basic formula for how many bikes you need is N being the amount you have plus 1.
There is a further equation, which is D minus 10%, that equals the price at which you will get a divorce.
Yeah, right, minus 10%, yeah, that's right. Now, D minus 1, the other one, yeah, D being the amount that'll stop you getting, that will get you a divorce. Yeah, you're dead right. No, very right. And any of you cycling tragics like I, and I've got a birthday coming up fairly soon, which is one deserved of me getting a new bike. And all my wife wants to know is, does it mean that I'm getting rid of another one? No, I might need it again, of course. All right. Really basic stuff. Now, a traditional bike frame, the old school bike frame, the length of, I'll come over to the road frame here, the length of the seat tube was equal to the length of the top tube. It was an isosceles triangle. So, old measurements of bike, it didn't matter whether you measured this or you measured this. It was a 58 centimetre bike or a 56 centimetre bike in this case there. Nowadays, with compact frames, different angles, things doing all different things, this height here is a whole lot less important. Also with the technology and the strength of carbon tubes, titanium tubes, alloy tubes there, you can have a metre of post coming out off a tube this high. It'll flex a fair bit, it won't work. But this starts becoming the really important thing when you're looking at bike size there. This determines your reach, and particularly if you're talking about, and I often talk about our classic problem people are our short female cyclists who tend to have a higher waist and a shorter torso. And we always have problems with these being too long, not always, a lot of them. And so the lady-specific bikes often have a shorter top tube here. So if you're a female thinking about going to newer bikes, that's why it is. It's not just because they're pink, which sadly some of them still are, but often it's that tube length to allow for a shorter torso. And we have the same problems. I had a guy in today who was all legs, same height as me, and his saddle height's about 40 mil higher than what I would ride. And it was just all legs, and he could hardly reach the handlebars. So one of the ways we manipulate that is sometimes shortening the stem up there.